Hello, everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, back at you with Check This Out. The show, we take a look at whatever sort of decks we like to take a look at, be they casual, rogue, troll, or meta. And we just have ourselves a good old time. Today, everybody, we're taking a look at a surprisingly powerful deck, despite how simple it be, that being Melffy, the little critters that popped right out of the children's pop-up book and right into your heart. That's right, we got ourselves a pretty simple Melffy deck, nothing too crazy. Couple fancy tech cards, but that's all you really need. Because with the new support these lads and lasses got, oh boy, Melffy's got good. They're pretty good. I enjoy them very much. And we are going to be taking a look at this Melffy deck in some duels on good old Yugioh Pro, showing you the combos, showing you how the deck works, having ourselves a good time. So, real quick, big old shout out to all you guys at home. The channel is now at 585 subscribers. We're so close to the 600 sub goal. We'll have to do something special for that one. But I just want to say thank you, as always. And so, real quick, let's go over the deck list we'll be using today, and then head right into the duels. So, for today's deck, we have 2 copies of Alpha the Master Beast. He's there for Dragoon and the like. We have triple Rescue Cat, 1 Mind Mole, 3 copies of Ass Blossom, 1 copy of Valeraphon, 3 copies of Melffy Pepe, 3 copies of Melffy Sealy, the best tuner you'd ever not known you'd noticed. We got ourselves 2 copies of Calenthosa, 3 copies of Melffy Cat, 3 copies of Melffy Wallaby, 3 copies of Obedient Schooled, 1 Monster Born, I Called by the Grave, 1 Melffy Tag, 2 Melffy Hide and Seek, 2 Melffy Standing Contest, 3 copies of Imperm, and triple Compulse. As to the extra deck, we have things like Masquerena and Mrs. Radiant. We have Nightmare Unicorn that goes well with Masquerena. Avermax, who we make on occasion. We have Melffy of the Forest for Spell Trap Searching. We have Melffy Mami for the Melffy Boss Monster. We have Ronin Raccoon Sundayu for big numbers. We have Gigantic Splight for summoning out of the deck. We have Joyous Melffys for nice combo with Obedient Schooled. We have Double A Zeus. For those rare occasions we need Double A Zeus, not often, but it's nice to have them around. We have 2 copies of the Cheerful Melffys, which is a very nice synchro monster. We have Naturia Beast, one of our stronger going first options. We've got our things like Baron de Fleur and Aaliyah, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. As on occasion you'll have so many monsters that making a level 10 is actually possible. Therefore, we got ourselves some options. So as for the side deck, if you want to make this deck even stronger, make it more of a rogue contender, I would recommend the Tri-Brigade engine just for a little bit of an extra punch. Things like triple Fractal, 1 of Karos, a Kit, and a Nerval, along with Shireg, the Ominous Omen. Because if you have this boy on the board when you're summoning out your monsters with your Melffy Puppy and, your Seal, basically you can banish a card, pop a card, and bounce a card all in the same turn, so pretty powerful that one. You also have another copy of Valeraphon if you feel like you need it, which really you shouldn't need it, but, on a rare occasion you might find you need another tuner, but you got 4 tuners, that's usually enough. You also have other synchros, any even number synchro between 4 and 10, or even up to 12, as long as as long as the materials are, specific, you can do it in this deck. Things like Crimson Blader, Math McMag, those are just examples. You can literally put in any level 8, level 6, Coral Dragon, not Goyo Garden. Well, you could, but more often not. But, any even level synchro you can think of could work for this deck, so long as the materials aren't too super restrictive. You got the Tri-Brigades. And lastly, there's Aeos Rock Sunrise, which is a monster born for beasts. Only works on beast-type monsters, so it doesn't revive, well, it revives most everything. You could run Aeos Rock if you don't want to run Melffy Tag, because this just revives any beast monster, weakens all your opponent's monsters, so it's a nice card. I chose to run the Melffy one because it's searchable, but you could just run Aeos Rock and be found like you don't need it, or run 2 Aeos Rock and no Monster Born, and no Melffy Tag. That's all up to you. So, all that being said and done, let's head out into Yugioh Pro now and show this deck off, show you how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good time. Let's head right into the action. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day, and another card game. We're going to be trying to go first as often as we can. Melffys like to open up, and this opening hand is... It's a little tricky. It's not like a great hand, but I do have Wallaby, and that opens up quite a few things. So we're going to go ahead and activate Melffy Hide and Seek. This gives it so each beast, the first time it would be destroyed by card effect, does not get destroyed. We're going to go ahead and set a couple cards, and we'll end our turn. And how Melffys work is, during certain conditions, they can just, well, during the end phase, they can summon themselves from the hand, like Wallaby here. This is the newest Melffy along with Sealy. Basically what this card does is, much like other Melffys, my opponent summons something, or they try to attack my Wallaby, I can bounce the Wallaby to do an effect. Wallaby can summon 2 other Melffys from the deck. It's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful monster. So, this is the idea of Melffys, is you start off with as many little critters as you want, and they're little critters. They're not for battling. I mean, their stats are just so low. They're not about the battle. Oh, I see. You're gonna be that guy. Gonna imperm a Wallaby. Coward. A real man would have attacked Wallaby. Alrighty, well, 10 gold fish. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that. I can't imperm you right back. Hey, what goes around comes around. You gonna imperm my poor Wallaby? I'm gonna perm your carnival ride. That's literally what this thing is. It's a carnival ride. A carnival ride that you jump into and you'd ride it through the tunnel of love. And, well, there's no going to be no love here, sir, because you was trying to hit me with stuff and he didn't actually do anything. Odd. You'd think you would have at least attacked Wallaby, but I guess not. Well, such is life. We're going to special summon our Alpha the Master Beast. You can't summon him normally, but if my opponent has more attack than all monsters I control, I can summon him from my hand. And I could bounce some of my stuff to bounce him, but I don't want to do that in this situation, because that would help him. I don't want to do that if I can help it. So we'll attack into the 10 goldfish. And right now we've got control of the board. That's the name of the game today. Melffys like to control the board. We like to be peacekeepers, one might say. We don't want no fights. We just want to just, you know, well, Alpha wants to fight, obviously. Look at this guy. But Melffys themselves, they just like to bounce themselves back and bounce the opponent and bounce some more, and that won't work. I got Melffy's hide and seek. I can't be destroyed once per turn. That won't work, young man. Good effort, but not good enough. So, right now, we're pretty set. I mean, he's terrified of this Wallaby. Has to be said, my opponent is scared of this Mama Wallaby. And I should mention, I was streaming this deck the other day. I was testing the deck the other day on stream, here on the tube, and me and the boys, we pretty much came to the conclusion that Melffys are based off of Winnie the Pooh. Or something. I mean, it could just be any generic children's book animals. But we more or less, I'm going to go with a Winnie the Pooh theme here, because, well, Wallaby is clearly Kanga. And Caddy is probably going to be Tigger. It's not a direct correlation, kind of like with Cosmos. Cosmos is more directly a correlation between the various, between Wizard of Oz and Star Wars, but with Melffys, it's a little more vague with some of them. There's no Melffy Bear, for example. That's not a thing. Alrighty, so my opponent's got the obnoxious Celtic Guardian. That would be annoying if I didn't have outs to this thing. Alright, so my opponent is playing a very old-school, timey deck. With some very... Well, we don't know what the 10 goldfish was for. This could be anything. I mean, it could be Utopia he's going for. It could be many things. But now that he's summoned a monster, I'm going to bounce both of my monsters. And this is going to open up with what we're going to try and do. So Cat bounces himself. And I'm going to be like, get the seal. It's not quite the seal of Orichalcos, but I am going to steal someone's soul with this creature. And Wallaby will summon 2 monsters. You want a dog. And, you know, the cat would be a good choice for this point. Or not cat, but the Finny. Or the pony. Either of those, if you want to tech in one of those, it's also a nice tech. Because obviously I can't use Caddy a second time, but I've got the Pupper. Pupper is one of the strongest Melffy main deck monsters. Because when he's attacked or my opponent summons something, I can bounce him to summon another beast from the deck that happens to be level 2 or lower. And that means Calantosa. who pops a card when he is special summoned. It was very brutal. But more importantly, I have the seal. Look at this seal. Look at the seal. This lets me synchro summon from mine hand. Basically, at any point during this turn, I can special summon seal, and then I can synchro with it and all the Melffys that are in my hand. And actually, it counts, every Melffy in your hand. So if you have enough Melffys in hand, if you have 4 in the hand, you can synchro into Baron de Fleur or Leo straight from the hand. It's pretty nutty. It's pretty, I'm going to say pretty too much. What's another word for pretty? Beautiful. Lovely. Sexy? Maybe. But we're good right now. I mean, I could summon Seal just to show the synchro, but the synchro only bounces monsters, so I'm not going to waste it. I'm not a wasteful lad. I'm going to be the lad who uses the cards the correct way. So, what we are going to do here is summon this guy. Ronin Raccoon Sunday. Whoa. This guy is amazing in level 2 beast monster builds, because what he can do is detach a material from himself and spawn a token. The token is as strong as the highest attack monster on the board. And I just made a slight mistake. I should have put Sundayu here. I could have had more stuff on the... It's not that big of a deal. Not too big of an issue. It's just a little... I could have done a little bit more, but it's not that big of a deal, because this is going to be game right here. But you get the idea of the deck. We are just all about summoning out the Melffys and controlling the board. My opponent, he tried to control the board himself. He tried to go for some Utopia shenanigans. Probably some rank up Utopia things, like Leo or whatever his name is. Leo Ray or what, I don't remember his name, but that's what my opponent was probably trying to do. So, we were able to stop him from doing so and summon out the Beastie Boys. So, that was good for first duel. You get the idea of what we're trying to do here. We're Christopher and Robin, and we're just taking the boys out into the 100-acre wood, and we're just trying to have some fun. And make sure there's no violence. There's no violence in the 100-acre woods, unless Alpha's here. He's like a heffalump. It's basically what he is. But there's the first duel. Let's go ahead and do duel number 2. Show off a little bit more what this deck can do. See if we can get, like, the ultimate hand. It's a 2-card combo that's pretty brutal. We'll see if we get that today. So, duel 2 incoming. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. We'll see what else we can get up to with the Melffy. That was a lot of what Melffys do, but there's other things. Oh, if we were just going first. We got Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat would have annihilated Branded. I'm just going to put it out right there. If we had gone with Rescue Cat going first against Branded, we would have destroyed him and everything he holds dear. Yeah, I'm still going to try and do that. You know how it is. Because basically what Rescue Cat is, you tribute him to summon 2 level 3 or lower beasts from the deck. Effects negated. But this allows us to go into Naturia Beast. It's pretty brutal when you get him against a deck that relies on spells. Okay, that's the Tri-Brigade. I forget what this one does. Opponent animate to monster effect. Control that fusion. Okay, that doesn't do anything then, right? Okay. So let's summon out the Rescue Cat and give it a go. We'll give it a go. Give it a bit of a go. See what happens. He might stop this. He might not. So we're going to summon Valeraphon. And we're going to summon Mind Mole in attack mode. Hello. Here they are. So we've got our 2 boys. I don't know. I mean, we also in the stream agreed that Mind Mole is a wee Scottish lad. Valeraphon! It's a bit more ambiguous. But regardless, we're going to go for Naturia Beast. Good old Naturia Beast, and the Mind Mole lets us draw another card. It's just nice to have an extra draw. So, let's see, 18, 19, 12. Ooh, that's just enough for me to say, hey, it's Alpha again. He back. I didn't think I'd summon him with a beast on the board, but there you go. So, we got ourselves a start. Let me think. Do I want to bounce anything? Nah. You know, I do have that ability to bounce with Alpha, but you don't use it as often as you'd think. Every once in a while, yes. If your opponent has, like, a whole bunch of stuff, then yes. But in this case, no. Okay, so Super Poly, does he have a target for Earth Boys? If he does, I'm in trouble. Okay, he does not. That's good. Okay, it's just Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Okay, that's not a big deal. I can deal with that. I can deal with that easy. It'll be easy. This is why we run Compulse. You see, Melffys have a trap that allows them to bounce things. However, it requires the Exceeds monster on the board, any of the Exceeds. But it also has to have materials. So it's not as good. Like, Compulse is just better in this sort of situation where my opponent's got the Starving Vein of Fusion Dragon. And now my opponent's a bit up the crick. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Back to the extra deck with ye. No copying my effects. Alrighty, well that was quick. Alright, well, I was expecting a lot more out of Branded, but I guess that one in Perm really messed up his combo. So, that's, again, a situation where Melffy's just control the board. It was mostly the Nat Shuria part of the deck, you know, that's one thing we can do. Well, whenever you top deck the rat, not the rat, the cat. The rescue cat. There was no rescue. Is there a rescue rat? I don't think there is. There's a ferret and a hedgehog. No, there's a mouse. There is a mouse. I just remember there is a mouse. But yeah, you start out with the cat. You summon this thing. Stop your opponent's spells. I've got a 3,000 beat stick. We had full control of the board. So let's go for a third duel. A little bit more back and forth would be nice. I still haven't shown off the Melffy Synchro. I really want to do that. And so let's go ahead for duel 3 and see if we can do that. Alrighty, third opponent. We have to be respectful because we're up against a Lord. I have no idea who Lord Burton is, but I think we're about to find out. So far, doing pretty good with the Melffys. We're doing exactly what we'd like to see happening. Okay, well that's an okay opening. I mean, I've got Rescue Cat. The cat is on the Bard. And I have the other cat. I have his cousin. I've got one cat and another cat, and I'm about to get Ash Blossom more than likely. Unfortunate. Not a big problem, but unfortunate nonetheless. I would have liked to have started with that Shuria Beast, but not necessary right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and summon out Melffy Cat. That'll help me get my seal. And I'll have a Pooper. That way I can float into Calantosa, pop a thing, go for the seal, bounce a thing. And also have the thing that just generically bounces a thing. It's always amazing that Compulse is still so viable even today. Considering this is like one of the oldest traps. Not one of the oldest traps. There's older traps. There's a lot more older traps. But this is one of the oldest good trap cards. This is one of the old traps that's a good trap card. Alright, what is this guy playing? Oh, unfortunate. My opponent's a wussy boy. Harpy Feather Dust Ring, 1 set card. Although, to be fair, in this day and age of floodgates galore, I can kind of understand that. But at the same time, my opponent's a bit of a wussy boy. So. I will do damage. You don't often attack with the Melffys, but you could. I mean, they're not really attacking so much. They're playing. They're playing with the opponent. Can you call 500 damage? Not too often. I will twirl my tentacle while I wait for my opponent to do Dark Magician Fangs. Dark Magician Fangs! Dark Magician Fangs. So, Magician Soul. And he's going to ditch that, bring out the Dirt Majerk. So now I'm just going to go ahead and do my thing. I'm going to search, and I'm going to summon. And no, I do not want to attach myself, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but no. So we're going to summon Calantosa. And I don't quite have enough dudes in my hand to summon up Baron de Fleur. But I can get Melffy Sealy. That way I have the ability to just kind of bounce a thing. Not yet. I can do it any point in this turn. That's the best thing about Sealy. It's not, you have to do it during the main phase, or you have to do it during the battle phase. It's whenever you feel like it. You just summon him and use any number of Melffys in the hand to do a synchro. And unfortunately, my opponent, well, he didn't do anything. He just kind of ended his turn. Unfortunate. Let me think about this. T 2, 4, 6. Let me think about this. What beasts are in my grave? I got that. That's not much. Okay, well, unfortunately, I've top decked into Kalatosa. So what we're going to have to do is summon out Melffy of the Forest here. This is my Spell Trap Searcher. Nice bit of monster, just detached material. And we are going to get... I could get Tag or Staring Contest. That's actually not a bad idea either. Because then I can switch the extra dog for a Wallaby. Yeah, let's go for that. Why not? Let's try it. We're trying the new stuff here. So we'll summon out the Staring Contest. I want you to stare deep into his soul. I want you to look deep into Melffy's Staring Contest boy's soul. I want you to stare at that rabbit. And I want you to keep staring at it. Yeah. Keep it up. So, you can just return one beast for any other, Melffy boy. We're going to get our Wallaby here. Put back the Pupper, because we don't need to have two in the hand. And we'll end our turn and summon everything. And hope our opponent's not playing Regeki. It's possible. Regeki's at 3. It's possible. We'll summon out everybody. We're out of Kalatosa's at the moment. But I can get back to Kalatosa's if I just get into my hide and seek. So, as long as Melffy the Force survives, we'll be good. Alrighty, so he's got a set card. Actually, the Dart... See, people fear the Dart Magician. I fear nothing. I fear no Dart Magicians. Because they stinky. He's stinky and they get way too much support. Just because they're a bunch of fan favorites. Me, I'd rather support cards that don't get a lot of support. Oh, they got about different names, that's right. Let me think about this. Do I just keep walloping him with all these? Yeah, I think so. I'm not gonna extend resources to nothing. I could make Avermax. And that sounds like a great idea in theory. But I think I'll be okay. If this guy activates Eternal Soul, I'll consider it. Aha, but I can't be destroyed once per turn. I love this card. This gave so many people problems during my live stream. They kept trying to nuke my board and pop my Melffys, but it doesn't work that way. Alright, so let's bounce the Wallaby. And search one. And Kalatosa is there, so we're not going to do that. So, he gets the Dart Magician. And bounce. Add a cat. Then we're going to bounce. Summon 2 more Melffys from the deck. We'll get a puppy. And we'll get a cat, I suppose. Alrighty. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and use our other effective Melffy the Forest. Since one of our dudes got bounced, I can target a monster, its effects are negated while it's face up, and it can't attack. So, that's that. Let me think here. I have a summon, but I need other things to do with that summon. Let me think about this. I could spin him back into the deck. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Melffy the Forest. Cat. Other dog. Makes Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn discards cat to spin Dart Magician back into the deck. Then we're going to use Melffy Hide and Seek to get back Kalatosa. And I have a dog, so we'll get back a cat. And we'll get back... I don't really need Melffy the Forest now because I've already got both my spell traps. I could, but I don't really need to do that. Alrighty, very good. And this ought to be game, honestly. I mean, this Dart Magician's, how can he do things without his spell traps? I don't think he can. I'm just gonna summon the wee Scottish laddie. See, this is ridiculous. This is Melffy's. Melffy's is not a contender for meta by any standards, and yet, here we are, running people over with simple, clean plays. I'm tempted to go for the Synchro, even though that's no reason to go for the Synchro. I'm just gonna summon Wallaby and we'll end our turn. I could go for Cat, but I'm gonna save it just in case. Just in case. So, yeah, my opponent is now locked out of spells. If he summons anything, I can just bounce the puppy. And I'm not even going to summon Kalantosa this time. I could, but I want to summon out the seal. But unfortunately, the Lord has fallen. The Lord has fallen from his throne. I don't think Lords have good thrones to begin with, so he's probably grateful for that. So, there's a nice win against Dark Magicians of all. I wasn't expecting to beat Dark Magicians. I guess it's partly because he didn't draw into, like, you know, all the crazy searching that he had. I mean, he got the one, but wasn't enough. So, there's another duel. Let's go for one more duel tonight. We have one more thing we want to show off with this deck. Come hell or high water, that's what we're going to do. Alrighty, our fourth and final opponent of the day. All I really want to do now is go into the seal. That is the seal that I want to see. Well, it isn't. That's Wallaby, which is close. It's almost a seal. So we're just going to go ahead and set to pass and summon our monster. You know, Melffy's, it's amazing to me what a little bit of support will do for an archetype. Makes you hope, it makes you wish and hope and just, really just, Konami, do this more often with other small archetypes. You know, I don't need another dozen Dark Magicians or another 100 Blue Eyes or nonsense of that nature. No, I'm good. I don't need to negate that. I'll negate the thing that comes later. But it's crazy because, you know, you add a couple monsters and a spell. That's all you really need to do to make a deck better. You don't need to, you know, add in a bunch of floodgates or a bunch of giant monsters. Just nice, clean, simple stuff. You know? So we're going to bounce the cat. Get the seal. Where is my seal? There he is. There is my child. There is my son. There is the seal. So now I've got the seal, and the seal at this moment is primed. The minute my opponent lets down their guard, I can just synchro summon from my hand the seal. I summon him, and then I can use the Melffys in the hand. If I had a whole bunch of Melffys, I could even make Baron de Fleur. It's pretty nutty how that works, but that is how it works. So, yep, that's that. No. I'm gonna say no. No fusion from the deck. No Red Eyes Dragoons for you. Not if I can help it. Alright, so the Fallen of Alebears. Alright, well, he's got the Fallen of Alebears, but I've got Kalantosa. I'm not sure which Winnie the Pooh character this is supposed to be, but I'm gonna presume this is Rabbit's nephew. Or something. I mean, it's clearly a rabbit. I mean, it looks more like Shaman from Pokemon, to be honest, but it's a thing. So, target, fusion, summon. Oh. So he can still do the fusion, basically. He can, like, fuse with Albaz into something. Branded. Okay, what are you making? This thing. Guardian Chimera. Okay, so use two. Okay, this thing has... No. Stop trying to do things. I forbid it. This is my board. You can't have it. Yeah, no draws and whatever have you for that. So, now my opponent is doing that. Let's go ahead into the seal. Man, this guy's gonna be fuming. I'm like, I got all these cute little critters, and he's got all these big dudes. And I'm just like, no. So let's use cat, because we already have a cat. Summon out Cheerful Melffys. That's another funny thing about the Melffy archetype, is that all their most of their extra monsters are, like, it's scenery. It's not like a situation where I'm summoning giant monsters for the most part. For the most part, I'm just summoning scenes and stuff. Okay. This is why I run a spare. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and compulse this dude. And we'll see what happens after that. I mean, he's got Albert. So he still has his Searcher. But I got things too. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is get Melffy of the Forest. Hacha. This will help me to interrupt things. Let's go ahead for Melffy Forest. Ditch Calantosa, and we're going to go ahead and get all the hide and seek. There we go. This way I can recover things and give myself some protection, things like that. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get back 3 of these. I don't need the synchro just yet. Maybe later. Maybe later. I have another one just in case, so it's not a big deal. Ooh. Ooh la la. Staring contest, which has 2 effects, by the way. I can switch one monster for another, but even better, I can basically just make it so my opponent loses attack for all these different Melffys equal to their attack. Which isn't much. Obviously, Melffys don't have a lot of attack, but it's still nice to have. So, let's go ahead for the battle phase and give him the old 2,800 point tickle. I'm now just imagining Radiant showing up in the 100-acre woods. That would be pure chaos. And I suppose I could have also made, you know, double A Zeus, but I don't wanna. I only make that guy when my opponent's playing, like, giant board of floodgates and things, as a means to attempt to out that. And I don't need him right now. You hardly even need double A Zeus in this deck. He's just there if you need him. And it's only every once in a while that you actually need him at all. So, sending that guy, this guy, add a Despia from the deck to the hand. Best. I guess that missed timing. So, we're just going to keep doing what we do. Bounce, bounce. And I've got a seal. This is the duel of the seal, my friend. Hello? How are you? And, well, if he gets rid of one of my cards, I can do something. Doesn't matter, I'm going to summon out another Calantosa. So, he will get his fusion spell, or whatever. Ah, the field spell that's a fusion spell, that's right. How does the field spell work again? Hand or field as material. Okay, so I'm gonna pop the face down. Use Melffy of the Forest to negate Albert. Oh, I'm sorry, Albert. I'm gonna stop you, so... Oh. Okay, well, he gets that back, which is unfortunate, but... Will that stop me? I don't know. It might. That could be problems. The only thing that's a problem in this situation is that Red Eyes of Dragoon is a thing in Branded. But I do have outs to that. I do have Alpha. And now my zone is clear for my seal. So he's going to summon that. Oh, there's Dragoon. There he is. There's that boy. There's that boy indeed. There's my favorite card. My enthusiasm just hit the bottom of the tankard. I mean, I'm not, like, worried by any means. Should I be worried? Not really. 2, 4... if I had a level 8, this would be perfect, but I don't. Give it a shot. Summon the seal. See, the funny thing is he only has 1 card in the hand, so he's very, very unlikely to actually stop any of my things I'm doing. Which is the funny bit. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce the Branded Dragon. Unless he negates this, which I doubt. He didn't even use the power to, like, burn me and all that good stuff. He could have. He could have popped, well, Radiant. He could have popped Radiant and done some damage, but he chose not. I keep saying, nobody uses Dragoon right. You know? If you want to use Dragoon right, you have to pop and burn. Alright, well. This is the thing. Stay. I'm not leaving. Let me think. For a rematch? I don't know about that. Let me think about this. Let's activate hide and seek. You, and you. I'm thinking here what I want to do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use Masquerena. Like this. Make a Masquerena. Special summon Alpha, the Master Beast. And then we're gonna go for... See, this is why we run Alpha. He's just a good boy. Oh, no. Can I not use Seal right? Oh, I can't use Seal the... Oh, right. Not the right... Okay, I can still make that work. I was like, did I mess myself up? A little, but it's okay. Because Mrs. needs Earth Monsters exclusive. But, yeah, I can still make, you know, Mrs. Radiant. I can make Evermind. Wait, hold on one second. Alright. Oh, it's tempting. It's very exceedingly tempting. But I'm already 30... Well, let's with... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Make Avermax, because we can. And make Leo the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. Because he's 3100 and can only be targeted in main phase 2. Meaning he's bigger than Red Eyes Dragoon. It's always better when you just beat over Red Eyes Dragoon. So, we'll attack Alibur right there. He is Kaputskiville. We'll only do a little bit of damage, but we don't need to do a lot of damage. So we're going to set a card. And we'll pass. The power of control. You see, Dragoon thought he could control me. The only thing he did was reduce my joy. But the joy is back. The joyful Melffys have returned. And we're pretty sad. I mean, I've got Wallaby and a dog. I've got a pop, a negate. All sorts of stuff. Let's see. No, and... Yes. I say no to your searches. I have defeated you, Mr. I'm pretty sure I've won here. I mean, he can't do much to Avermax. Very lucky and trash. Well, that's just rude. I mean, you can't even attack anybody but Avermax, so... There you go, my dude. You're gonna be rude about it? There you go. So, you know what? Let us flex on our opponent. And we shall make the Rabby in attack mode. And, you know, let's go ahead and recover some cards. My opponent's just complaining at this point. I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction of even reading what he's writing. I don't know what he's saying. I'm not even looking at the board. Alright, so, no, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and put another material on, Rabby. Or, on Mommy. There we go. So, there we go. That's gonna be game right there. And pretty good. My opponent, a bit of a whiny boy. Some people do this. Oh, wait. Oh. I was about to say. Okay, so maybe he gets one more turn, I guess. Okay, maybe he's not quite dead after all. What's he doing? Oh. Alright. I was about to say the duel's over, but I guess not. Okay. I guess my opponent gets another turn. I mean, what is he gonna do? What is he honestly gonna be able to do against this? All I need is one more material on Mommy, and then I can start, like, destroying him with, I start doing the damage, basically. Start doing the damage. I got a little ahead. I forgot about that whole non-fusion fairy lease field because of my opponent's card effect or destroy by battle. Level 8 Heart Fusion in the grave will summon it. That's an obnoxious effect. That's kind of obnoxious if you think about it. Considering that that's a completely generic revival. But what have you may. So now what are you going to do, my dude? What you're going to do? You wanted to keep dueling. You can attack into Avermax and deal some damage to yourself. No. And also, this is a special summon now, so you take all the damage. Kaputski, goodbye. Alrighty, so there's the win we were looking for. Let's go into the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. Melffys of the Forest went 4-0. About where I would hope that they would be. You know, it's a deck with a lot of power behind it, despite the cute and cuddly appearance of all of our cards. we can do some stuff with this deck, and it's pretty nice stuff. So I hope everybody enjoyed seeing some Melffys. I'm going to leave a link to the live stream I did the other day in the description if that interests you. You know, you get to see, you know, what we were dueling against, and the little bit of actual editing I did while I was doing that, because I made the deck, I edited it just a little bit, wasn't too crazy, the edits, but we got to show off the deck in a lot of different situations, so if that interests you, give it a shot. So, thank you very much for watching. Memphis is signing out for now. I'll see you again next time with more Yu-Gi-Oh! And until then, y'all take care.